This next video is going to talk about lenses and how to attach the lens to the camera and just some basics about lenses. You're going to get two lenses in your kit, a manual prime lens, and you also get an electric zoom lens. Let's just go through a couple things that are basic to both of the lenses. A lot of information is written on them. There are different knobs and dials. There's a lens cap on the front element. This is called the front element. This is the back element, and we want to try to keep that covered as much as possible. Only take it off right when you're about to attach it to the camera. There's a little red dot there that helps you align the lens to the camera when we're attaching it. So let's remove the lens cap and talk about an electronic zoom lens. Here's what it controls. It controls a variable focal length, which means you can zoom in and zoom out. And those are what those numbers there represent: 28, 35, 50, 70, 100, 135. That's in millimeters, and those are different focal lengths, which essentially means you can zoom in and zoom out. This is what it would look like in the camera, zooming in. And here's what it looks like zooming out. It's not my favorite move, but you can use it if you need to. So what is happening when we're zooming in and zooming out? Well, we're changing the magnification of the different lenses. So if you look here, you can kind of see my fingers there. You can kind of see the tip of my finger is pretty clear, focused. Then when you zoom out, my hand looks much larger. It's a magnifying glass, essentially. That's what's going on in there. Okay, let's look at the next dial on the electronic zoom lens. This dial controls the proxemics, or essentially the focus, how crisp your image is. Proxemics is the distance between the subject and the camera. The f-stop exposure is controlled by the camera, so we won't talk about it now. Now let's talk about a manual prime lens. The difference with this lens versus the electronic zoom lens is it has a fixed focal length. This one is 35 millimeters. That means it cannot zoom in or zoom out. It has a dial for proxemics or focus, and the f-stop, the exposure, how bright or dark an image is actually on the camera lens itself. You take the lens cap off the same way, and this one has no zoom in or zoom out, but here's what the f-stop does. It controls how much light enters through the lens and touches the sensor. And this one is manual because you have to change it on the lens itself versus the electronic zoom lens, which you just change it through the camera. Now let's attach the lens to the camera. Normally I would recommend you do this on the tripod. First thing you want to do is remove the port cap and look for that red dot on the camera body. Now find the red dot on your lens, line them up, push the lens until it's flush with the camera body. You'll feel it lock into place, and then turn it to the right until it locks. You want to try to do it quickly so no dust or dirt gets in the sensor. Now to unlock the lens and remove it, we want to push this button near the smart side of the camera. So again, you'd normally do this on a tripod. You push that button down, and with the other hand you turn the lens to the left and remove it. Again, you want to do it very quickly. You want to have that port cap ready to cover that area so no dirt gets into the sensor. And that's how you attach and remove a lens.